Snatch the pearls with a dirty trick. It's a look.
Wait a second.
No, just keep rolling.
Oh, he's gonna keep rolling. Did you make that up at home?
We're on It's a Look with young Fredia, aka Yes Fredia, on your favorite Instagram social media platform, and myself.
The incomparable, the phenomenal, and the wonderful Jenna Dominique.
And we thought that the greatest service we could do to our community right now is release a podcast.
Release a podcast, one of which that will dispel the myths, convey the truths, and get a little laughter.
So I think the content that we would like to cover for you guys this week, or the things we would like to share, are really just personal updates. What are the struggles of being a 20-something, right? So I've been listening to SZA's album, 20-something's still happening. How are we feeling?
I did not get tickets to see SZA show. You were on the group text. In fact, you know this.
Got it.
Tickets sold out for SZA and efficiently 30 seconds. So we won't be attending. But we have been listening to the album. What's your favorite song?
My favorite song, I'm terrible with song titles.
Okay.
So, Doves. What's the Doves?
Doves in the Wind.
There you go. I'm in the wind.
Okay. Why? Why are you in the wind?
The transitions,
Mm-hmm.
such as 20-somethings and the transitions, right? Like, the direction of the wind is constantly changing. Mm-hmm. So sometimes you feel like you're coasting and you're leading. It's like you all have your birds, you're in formation, you're flying so properly, and then all of a sudden the direction of where you're flying changes. Yeah. So you're either pumping a little bit harder or a little bit slower. I think in this point in my life, I've had to learn how to slow down when it's appropriate to slow down, calm the anxiety and the nerves, and know that it's going to be all right.
Word.
So that's the transition of the space that I'm in currently.
Doves in the Wind.
Yeah. Where are you?
I mean, by day I'm 20-something, but it's Saturday, so on the weekend, you like 9 to...
I'm the weekend. Got it, that's you. Weekend Bay, summer lover.
Yeah, it's summer and love is in the air, and you know.
I just want to know, are you staying hydrated?
Am I?
Have you had some water?
There are many delectable. See, this is the thing about being 20-somethings, right? Okay, when you're 20, because people a lot of times when there's ageism in the air, right? So they're like, "Oh, you're so young and you're so cute." I'm officially 20 grown. Grown. How old are you? 20 grown.
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 Don't ask no more questions.
But when you're 20 grown, and other people are 20 grown, I have found that people in their 20s, demographically breaking down between 26 to 35, is gorgeous. Like, everyone is at the peak of their most attractiveness. Everyone looks good.
What you like to call it?
Well, when I'm hungry, I call a delectable, fine-ass person a steak. Because I'm not a vegetarian.
She eats meat.
I eat meat. Eat meat.
On the bone.
On the bone, fall off the bone.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and kick it off to you. What growth are you currently going through?
So much growth. Honestly, within the past 6 months, I really revamped my life. I was fortunate enough to get a life coach and have a really great also community of friends who have been inspiring me to live my best life all the time, which included, you know, moving out of my parents' house, getting my own apartment, getting a job, excelling in that job, starting to do stand-up comedy, starting to produce events, a lot of starting, a lot of budding, a lot of new experiences. And so the growth is in abundance.
Sure.
But with all that abundance, with all the harvest, sometimes you don't know what to do with all your energy or even all of your ideas. And so at times I feel really, really overwhelmed. Mm. Or, funny enough, I recently had a conversation with a new friend. Charlene, and she asked me, what is your gift? And how do you share it with people? And I didn't know how to answer her, really. I know that I enjoy making people laugh. And I know that I enjoy connecting with people. But I'm still very much figuring out the best method to do that. And I don't think it needs to necessarily be one thing only. But as of right now, I would like to be able to hone in on one. And so I'm really glad we're doing this because I think it's a really great combination of, it feels like the most authentic thing for me. And so I'm just looking forward to figuring out more ways to use my abundance to create really valuable things for myself and for the people I love and for people I haven't met yet. Because there are no strangers, just friends we haven't met yet.
Sure.
Right?
I think it's quite interesting because I actually spent time with my cousin this week. She's in high school. She goes to Rodriguez High School, my old high school. And I really wanted to spend time with her because I knew that the development that she's experiencing right now and the things that she is being encouraged to try, maybe in school, her parents are just telling her, no, don't do, right? They're saying, no, don't do that. That's dangerous. Don't try those drugs. Stay away from boys. Go to school. All of those standard things. And I remembered being her age and wanting to be where I am now.
Right.
I remember when I was at that age, I used to just watch The Hills. That was my show. I did watch The Hills. I did it. Lauren Conrad and the gang. It was inspiration for me. And I think the source of inspiration was just like they were living their best life. Whether or not it was scripted or not, for me it looked like their best life.
Sure.
Right? And I remember wanting to, when I was that age, whatever age I thought they were, I wanted to look like I was living my best life.
Right.
And I can honestly say, like, that's the growth I've been experiencing, is defining what in the hell does my best life look like. Does that look like going to the goddamn beach on Friday at 3 in the afternoon for the hell of it? Yes. Does it look like coming home with free fruits and vegetables from working at the farmer's market? Yes. Like, those are things that make my best life, right? Being close to nature, being close to good food. And so I've been in a place where I've been wanting to shape myself and shape my network and shape my community so that I can live my best life and we can also live our best lives, right? And encouraging myself to ask myself, what does that look like? And how can you plant those seeds and water those seeds in other people and allow for them to grow and flower how they do? And that be enough.
I think, so for those who don't know you, right, how do you get to go to the farmer's market at 3 o'clock? Because a nigga, bitch, I don't get to do that shit. So, like, give some insight on how one lives the way that you do and the way that you feel comfortable with, of course.
Sure.
Because it is inspiring. Lots of people, I think, want to have that kind of autonomy within their own schedule.
How do I do it? If I could define it myself, it would be a couple of things. One, like the way I've decided to live my lifestyle is I always want to own my own time. So even if I am working or employed, it's employed by my own will, right, with me setting parameters around that work. And the way that I've been doing that is through doing contracted work, which I actually think is the future of work. Getting contracted by corporations and companies to do small focused projects or small focused work and contributing to that company or brand in the way that you feel you can contribute the strongest. And so that's what I think that I am actually at the front of the curve on right now, is being my own contractor. And contracting myself to positions and writing my own job description. What is living your best life while you work full-time and pursue comedy and host events, etc.? How are you finding a balance in that? Do you feel like you're thriving right now? Are you working full-time just to survive? How do you find that you'll balance that moving forward even?
I'm fortunate enough to work in an incredible company that allows me to feel like I'm doing something, at least working on a strong team, and developing my skills in relation to like organization, event planning, coordination, and things of that nature. So I'm very fortunate in that regard, and I think more importantly, my job doesn't exhaust me, right? So many people do not have the capacity to think about what they want and who they are because they are so exhausted by the work that they are doing for someone else.
Mm.
And so when I leave work, I feel like I have a tremendous work-life balance. And I'm able to, shoot podcasts on the weekend and, do my comedy shows after work and also be with my friends. For me, I've been really readjusting who is a friend to me and how I give my time to other people. As an extrovert, as someone who is energized by other people, I'm really working to figure out who's going to give me the best level of energy. Who is breathing life into me. What friends do I never want to cancel plans on? I don't want to put you in my calendar if I think that I'm going to want to cancel on you, because that's a waste of your time and that's a waste of my time. And so do I think I'm living my best life? I think I'm still trying to figure out what that means. I think acknowledging my best life also acknowledges me being my best self, and I don't know if I'm ready to be my best self right now. Because being your best self is to be really responsible, like, with who you are. And I'm still playing kid a little bit in some regards. And
isn't it nice?
It is nice, but I can tell that it's time to transition out of it.
Yeah.
And if I'm going to be 20 grown, then I got to be not only 20, but also grown.
That's the truth right there.
So,
what have been some of those things that you have been transitioning? Is it in relationships? Is it work? Is it family ties? Like, what is it for you?
My entire life right now is a transition.
Sure.
Like, most physically, my new apartment. It is exhausting how people create this facade where at 20, in your 20s, I'm 23 years old, that your apartment should be filled with poppin' ass items from IKEA and Crate and Barrel and Pinterest. This is the thing. This is the thing.
You up.
This is the thing. Pinterest will set you up to be fucking broke, okay? Things cost money. Beds cost money.
Hundreds of dollars.
Like, I went to Urban Outfitters furniture sale, and it was like, I guess we'll sit on the floor. But seriously, like, I only recently purchased a bed for myself. Like, that is a huge financial commitment. I do not come from money, and my parents have set me up to succeed mentally and to be resourceful for myself, and I'm very blessed for that. But beds cost money, dressers cost money, TVs cost money.
Sure.
And so I look at my room and I'm just like, oh, this is not Pinteresty at all.
Yeah.
And I write all my jokes on sticky notes, so I'll put them on my wall. Or like, just not even just my jokes, but like things that people have said to me. Some of the things that you said to me are on there, just like things that will inspire me and to keep me going. And I'm like, for a moment I was just really embarrassed, because I was like, I don't want Bae to come over here and see this very minimal setup. Like, there's a bed and there's a dresser and there's a chair, and that's really it. But I was like, I'm really learning to be proud of who I am, because in the long scheme of this journey, like, I always need my past self. I needed to be my past self, to be my present self, to be my future self. And so I'm just at peace with, like, love this experience, because you don't want it to be forever, so it's not going to be forever. That's not how I live my life. But also, just like, for a moment, I didn't have a bed at all. I was sleeping on the couch in my apartment. And before that, I was sleeping on a futon. You saw that futon? It wasn't even a futon. It wasn't even mine. But we continue to grow and evolve, and so I'm just really grateful that I get to continue experiencing my own life. And so I'm really trying to be kind to myself, and not look out into the Pinterest and the Instagrams to see what I think my success should be and what my happiness is.
So we were just talking about what growth you're going through and wrapping that up. And I was reaching back to a story. I just spent some time, again, with my cousin who's in high school. She's going into her junior year. And I was just telling her, it doesn't matter. Like, it's okay. she was just stressing, what about boys? What about this? Well, I don't want to be one of those girls who like dates a boy. Just, like, it's only high school. I'm like, it is only high school. I'm 24 years old, and I can count the number of people from high school that I talk to. And I say that just to say that, like, we're always growing and changing at such rapid rates. Your friend circles change, like, the way places you live change, the things you eat change, the things you enjoy doing change. And so in this 20-something period, even in life, to never forget that you're rapidly growing and changing. Mm-hmm. And a lot of those things, like, you can never hold on to them. They're almost very temporary. Mm-hmm. And so constantly relearning that lesson has been, like, the biggest growth that I'm experiencing right now, is that you can just never be too comfortable. Like, the second you want to, like, hold on and, like, you grab it real good, it's going to, like, do this and slip through your hand and no longer be there.
And I think it's also important, at least for me, in the growth, and if you are pushing yourself to grow as well, which I would say that both of us have been, to not to shy away from the challenges because they're hard, right? Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of times we shy away from growth and development because it is new and it is foreign. But just because it's those things doesn't mean that it's not meant to be or that it's not for you. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of times I don't necessarily know if comedy is for me because it's hard, right? And then it's like, well, but I also acknowledge the fact that I know it would take me far to really do it and execute it in the way that I want to do. It would take me much farther. But so why do we shy away from our growth, and why do we shy away from our best selves, right?
And I think that gets us into, like, really, like, what are we not understanding right now? Like, that's a great place to start, is, like, why do we shy away from our growth? Like, can we talk, why do you? Because I can even reach back to, I shot my, as she said, I have postcards. Here they are hanging up on the wall. And if you're listening right now and you can't see them, you'll want to go watch the video or go to my website, shameless plug, and check out the postcards.
Where?
Anyways, I shot my Airbnb experience because Airbnb has essentially picked up on my idea to do a postcard experience. What does it look like to have something visual to match your journey, right? Something to guide you that's visual. Anyway, and 3 days before the shoot, every 2 minutes, I would let out the biggest grunt or, like, fake cry or, like, be breathing deep. And that was my anxiety just welling up inside of me, like, and making me feel so defeated, right? I felt so small. Sometimes I think we can feel so small in relation to the things that we want to do, or even feel small and feel like things aren't right, even if we know that they're so right for us, because it's the only thing you talk about, think about, collect, dream about, and embody. Mm-hmm. And so I've been witnessing that myself, and I wondered why. I wanted to know, Jenna, like, why are you acting like this is not what you do? Is it the way other people make you feel, or is it yourself a lot of the time? Is it us?
I find that I've been challenging myself not to think about, right, because stand-up comedy is very difficult. Public speaking is very difficult. And so, oddly enough, those two things is not what makes me nervous. What I find is I start thinking about people that don't exist, and I start thinking about situations that don't exist, right? The worst case scenario. And so often, so then I have to remind myself to think about the people who want to listen to me. Like, don't think about the people who this message is not for. Don't think about the people who will not get this. Don't think about the people who will not want to get this. Think about the people who need this. And think about why you need it. And so that's what I've been really focusing on, is that, I'm very excited now at this point to go on stage and no one fucking laugh. Because I'm not actually saying it for people to laugh. When I'm saying it, and this is not the quote of my own and it's not a direct quote, but it's to share a fuller perspective of the human experience. Right? I think that is what sharing your gift is to share your unique human experience in the hopes that someone else goes, oh, this person is doing the exact same thing or thinking the exact same thing that I'm thinking. Or maybe that they inspire you to think about the next thing that you should be thinking about. And so often we need to get out of ourselves, get over ourselves, and think about why the world needs us to be our best selves. The world, you need to be your best self for you too, but the world really needs you to be your best selves, because there's a lot of fucking assholes right now. And not enough hearts. And So I've just been really trying to get over myself and yeah, lead with like, if you think it's funny, that's actually more a reflection. If you enjoy this experience, that's more of a reflection on you than any way that you perceive this experience. It's more of a reflection on you than it is of me. I can only share my absolute truth. If you connect with that, you do. Cool. If you don't, also fine.
Yeah.
But it's difficult to have that level of the unfuckwittable confidence.
It's so hard.
You can't let them fuck with you.
It's so hard. I've been learning, actually, working at the farmer's market, right?
Okay. I'm excited about this.
I recently started working at the farmer's market, and I know it's very random. Yes, I have a degree. I'm qualified to do other work, but I'm like, I'm going to get my ass up and sell fruits and vegetables to the people.
Okay.
And I have been peddling the shit out of some fruits and vegetables. Sell? Girl, I got organic. It's all organic. Certified organic. We do 5 for 10, folks.
5 for 10?
5 organic vegetables for 10. Your choice. Grab a bag. Fill a bag. We got all
bananas,
types of...
bananas, strawberries, mangoes, and mangoes.
Listen, so this has been the greatest learning from being at the farmer's market, is... you can give people a sample. They could try it and be like, this is the best berry in the world.
Okay.
They could hear all the deals. They could even be so impressed by your display and still not buy. And you know what? It's not personal.
It's not.
It's not for them. It's not personal. Because other people are going to buy it. Other people, and it's also the biggest thing and the most important thing is to say like, hey, I made this or I did this and this is me. Like this is what I brought to the table. This is what fruits and vegetables we brought to the farmer's market, right? This is what we got. Big, small, whatever it is, this is what we have, right? And this is the value of it. I think it's also important to establish that value for it and stand by your value. If this vegetable is worth $2, it's worth $2. I don't have to go down to $1 just because you're like, can I have a dollar? Always good to ask, but always good to know your value and say no and set boundaries. And know that that's enough.
You're always enough all the time.
Always.
But we don't always remember that.
You're enough, and then you get inspired by other things, so you continue to grow. So what's inspiring you right now?
My dad. My dad got into a really bad car accident and broke his leg. And for Father's Day, he gave me a gift. He was walking. And he is not, he's on track. Like, I don't think that he's not supposed to be walking. Like we knew he was going to walk. But he just like won't stay put. He like, as soon as he could get out of the hospital, he was back at work. As soon as he could pick up a box, he picked up a box. And so, with working full time and all these things, sometimes I think we forget how to be here right now, you have to be very powerful, and you had to come from very powerful people because everyone didn't make it. Everyone's not here. And so when I get up in the morning, I'm just like, yo, I'm a really strong person. I come from a very strong lineage of people. And that I can continue to do. If my father can pick up a box with crutches, I can go to this job and do whatever I need to do. I can go the extra mile because I come from distance runners. Like that is where I come from. So my father has been inspiring me. He's the bomb. Sis has been inspiring me with her album. My friends really inspire me. Most of the time I'm with the exact same people. You are included, as you know. And it's just so important to be around people who get you excited about life. Get you excited about you. People who you're like, wow, you fuck with me? Why?
Right.
Why?
Right.
Why you fuck with me?
Right.
But then they tell you.
Right.
I think that's really important for me. That's what I want to do for my birthday. It's like, have people who I respect and care about write me something or just let me know in a way that they feel comfortable with and at a time where they feel comfortable with, like opening that door, because we all really need that.
Sure.
We all need that that reminder. of our value, because
Sure.
you can have your own value, but it is nice to have it affirmed by other people who you see inherent value in as well.
I'm actually currently really inspired by children, toddler age children.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my favorite. I love toddler age children. I love giving them free strawberries.
Oh, the farmer's market.
Yeah, and also just like getting a peek into their world, you know, like seeing a child enjoy something for the first time, or like bite into that strawberry and like look at it and like feel the texture of it. Like curious, right? Like that curiosity. Like, can I just stay that curious, right? Can I stay that curious in my own life? Can I try things and test things with like that kind of openness? I like there's a chance I might not like this, and there's a chance I will, but I'm gonna try it anyway.
Right.
And then like give it to someone else if I don't like it. Like just like, you know, like let it fall out if it's not for me. So children are really inspiring me right now. I would also say Elena Museum, the space that we're shooting in right now, is really, really, really inspiring me. So I just want to shout them out for holding space constantly and always having open doors to support the creative mind and allow young people to try things like this in their space. So that's really inspiring me. And ask yourself, like, what is thriving versus surviving?
Right. And what do you need to thrive? And who do you need to thrive? And where do you need to thrive? Right?
And not being too uncomfortable to ask for those things.
Right. Absolutely.
Thank you so much for tuning in to our first episode of It's a Look. This was the first, but definitely not the last.
So thank you again for joining us. And remember,
You have a home here.
yeah, you do. We'll see you at home.